Before watching this video, make sure to watch the previous parts as this is just a continuation of the last part there is. It is on the info card right now. Anyways, I hope you enjoy the video. We are now in the Valley of the Kings, and to actually get to the area, you have to get in one of these buggies. It's a very beautiful valley, and currently we'll be seeing two tombs. A lot of the tombs are actually charged, like the tomb of Tutankhamun. The tomb of Ramses the Seventh. Let's enter and I'll show you. Now in the tomb of Ramses the Ninth. Yes, there are a lot of Ramses. This is a closed off area. This is the tomb of Tutankhamun, except that it's an extra charge and it's very tiny. Hence, our guide has recommended not to go in, so we won't be going in. The tomb of Tutankhamun was discovered by Howard Carter in the 1920s. The tomb was discovered below another tomb, hence it is that tiny. Also, it's one of the only intact tombs in the Valley of the Kings. It was a rushed burial, hence it's not that. We are now at Hatshepsut temple, which is actually built by a queen. We'll be entering it now as soon as we walk till there or we take the buggy till there. So in this temple, the queen who built this actually went on a voyage to Somalia. She sent her people there to get an incense, and actually you can see the tree here. This is actually 1400 BC's and it's still there. Inside the temple there are also inscriptions which show the journey. Also, far off in the distance, there are the nobles' tombs. There is also the Valley of the Queens here. So the first floor, there is nothing much as it's destroyed. There is the chapel for the cow, which is also considered holy. This is the third floor. You just climb. There are some paintings, however, they are fading away. Now we have come to the Karnak temples. This seems to be a recreation of how the temple used to be as a 3D model. So this is one of the largest temples actually. Earlier the water of the Nile used to flow here. So they would actually transport goods using ships made out of papyrus. And some of these bricks were also used to build this temple. However, these walls are unfinished. These are all sphinxes. You know the purpose of the sphinx. Also here there used to be a red carpet for the parties which they used to hold. Look, it isn't a proper sphinx. The head is of Ram and below him is actually Ramses II below his chin. This is the outdoor grand court. it is very grand, unlike the other temples we have seen. Actually, the ramp they used to transport the mud bricks to build this unfinished structure. It is destroyed as weathering, of course. These are chapels which they created and they would put the gods. Also, that is another temple which is built by Ramses III, and of course, it's for the god Ammon. The statue of Ramses II, and that is one of his daughters. A lot of the rocks from here were used for construction of other buildings, as they did not know the importance because this was more than 200 years ago. There are a lot of pillars. So it's supposed to be an area for the pillars. And there in the distance you can see the obelisk. Each pillar has a lot of different inscriptions. Also, some of them still have color. However, it's fading away as you can see. A lot of paintings depicting the kings, like Ramses II, giving offerings to gods. Also up there are the windows to prevent sunlight from coming in. Hence, in some areas the sunlight will be less. These are some of the obelisks here. There are actually 3, but you can see 2 right now. They were transported here from Aswan. If you remember the unfinished obelisk, they were cut from there. They were brought here, and they are somehow still standing on their own weight without any support. How is it possible? I do not know. It's a mystery. No concrete, nothing. It's standing on its own weight. It's precisely mathematically calculated.
Hey, this way, Pharaohs.
So, the taller obelisk there was built by Queen Hatshepsut, which we went to her temple earlier. So, she actually built 2, and one of them actually collapsed. So, this is actually the collapsed one, except it's the top. So, this is not the complete obelisk. Also, that is the beetle, which they consider lucky, and it is said that if you go around it 7 times and make a wish, it will come true. So that's actually the holy lake which the priest used to go and purify himself before taking the prayers. Now we'll be going to the sanctuary, or the most sacred place. Also, what you're looking at, these round structures, they're actually the remains of a few destroyed pillars. The Middle Kingdom courtyard. This is the Ark menu. This temple is very big, so after we see what is inside, we aren't going to go all the way till there. This is actually the secret room for Alexander, and that is a calendar for 1 year. There is the beetle, the symbol of good luck, and sunlight used to come in. So usually temples in Egypt generally only have one entrance. However, this temple is an exception as it has the entrance from 4 directions. Alright, that is it for this part. This is the second last part which will be there. I had to cut off this video here as it was getting too long. The next part will be the shortest and will be coming very soon. Make sure to like, share and subscribe to this channel so you won't miss the next part as well as many other videos that will come. Hit the notification bell too.